Okay, so I was filming Get Ready With Me, hadn't paid attention to how full my memory card was getting, which is really unlike me. Go to delete the rest of the footage and I accidentally deleted the first clip, which was me putting on the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm sorry about that. I actually used this brush and I was just saying it actually feels very natural putting it on, but I still think I prefer my beauty blender. It wasn't a very long clip. You didn't miss a lot. You guys have seen me put on this foundation when I did a review, but I apologize for that. Again, I was just too quick in the deleting and that image came up and I accidentally deleted it. I feel like that's such a rookie mistake and something I never do. But anyway, I'm in the color vanilla. If you did see that original video where I reviewed the product, I had a little bit darker shade and I decided to get the vanilla. And it does work a little bit better for me. So anyway, that's all I've done. I did put on my eye primer I always put on right after, which is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. It's just my favorite one. I always go back to that. It's a no-brainer. It works really well. Then I kind of always just see, okay, do I need some powder? How's my face feel? Some days it's more dry. I think I'm gonna use, I bought this little size a while back of the Laura Mercier Translucent. So I think I'm just gonna use that. Sephora 55 brush like always. And I just kind of pat this in all over. Basically just so anything I put on top of it is not gonna look streaky. That's really the only reason I set it. So just so it doesn't feel tacky or anything, trying to put on blush or bronzer. So far I'm liking this powder. I still really like using the Bye Bye Pores Pressed with a damp beauty blender. That's really, really nice too. I think I've tried this with the damp beauty blender, but I can't remember. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into blush and bronzer, and I've been absolutely loving the Benefit Cheekathon. So I did not have, and I love that I just kept the little plastic here. I'm not a huge fan of Rockateur, but that's okay that it was in there. But I had never tried Hoola, so I've been using that as my bronzer and love it. Coralista is one of my all-time favorites, and I had never tried Dandelion or Dallas, so I was just really excited to have this. It's a little more bulky than I would like for travel, but I love that everything's all in one. I've just been sitting it here on my vanity and using it that way. So same Sonia Kashuk brush, and just start kind of bronzing up, you know, just to give my face a little more dimension. I haven't really been contouring necessarily, just, you know, warming up my skin. And then what I've actually been doing is going back and forth between Coralista and the Dandelion. I'll just like do 1, 2 of each, and I kind of like that mix, so. For highlight, I've been loving this palette. This is the one I got from Tarte, and it's the Skin Twinkle. It has, you know, the different highlighters in it. What I've been doing is using this light one over here as my highlight, and also then taking it on my brow bone as a brow bone highlight. It's perfect for that. And I've been using this a lot to set under my eyes because it's so finely milled. And then this one, sometimes I'll actually use this eyeshadow because it has really that nice like pinky bronze tone to it. So I just take whatever brush, really. I kind of always go back and forth with highlight brushes. This is the Sephora Airbrush. This is the 56. And I'll just take it in that light color, kind of just go up here, you know, like normal with. But then I'll also, again, put it right on that brow bone. And I don't know if you'll be able to see with the light. It just gives like a really pretty glow. It's not one of those like 80s frost, you know, eyeshadow right there, but just a really pretty glow that catches the light. And I'll probably just do my eyebrows here. I've been kind of going back and forth with colors again, using the Anastasia Brow Definer just because it's quicker. But I mean, I don't know if you can tell how dark my eyebrows are. And it's really kind of standing out with this taupe shade. So sometimes I need to fill in the front with a darker shade. So I'm not going to show you this whole thing because I do have a video where I use one eye. Actually, I'm showing you how I do one eye with this. And you can just already see by me doing this and talking like how quick this is for me. So I show you one eye using the brow definer and then one using the brow wiz. So I mean, essentially you could say between, you know, I'm gonna go back and tweak it, done. One eyebrow, it was that quick. So that's why I love this. Okay, so eyebrows are done, and I always feel like they look really weird and uneven and everything till everything comes together, but that's just kind of me because I have strange eyebrows. So I've been loving this, reaching just only for this. I've done several different looks out of it depending if I'm wanting like a really easy eye or I've done a little smokier eye in some videos as well, but I cannot stop using this palette from Coastal Scents. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know, probably a couple months back or whatever, this came in a BoxyCharm box. I've now gotten, I think, all of the Coastal Scents revealed palettes from BoxyCharm, which is great. I mean, when you open that box that month and one of these is in there, you're like, oh yes, this totally makes it worth it. Now the other two, I believe, 2 or 3, maybe 3, I've not really cared for, or they've been too similar to what I already have, so I think I've done giveaways and given them away. But I knew when I saw this one, no, I was keeping it. I just think, to me, this is the best one they've ever come up with. I love the shades. There's a great mix of matte. There's a great mix of cool and warm, which is totally what I love. You can see kind of from this, I mix these two a lot because this is a really dark, nice matte brown. I just really, really have been enjoying this palette. Like, these are really 2 great matte neutral shades. So I just can't say enough about this, and it's really inexpensive. If you guys don't have this palette, I would suggest getting it. I really love it. You know what I just realized? I don't think I put any concealer on my face today, which is always a bonus. Love that when that happens. So let's see. So I just have been taking a flat brush. This also came in a BoxyCharm at one time. I got a set of brushes from Royal and Langnickel. This is the BX80 Revolution. I don't know which name is what, but looks like this. I really have been enjoying it. So remember, I put on that highlight on my brow bone. So I already have that. So I've been doing one of 2 things. I'll either take this lightest shade here, put it all over the lid, or I'll start and use this really pretty shimmery pink shade and put it kind of halfway through the lid, just depending on what I feel like doing that day. So I'll go ahead and just take the pink shade so you can see. And you do need to tap these off because if they're one of those, they don't kick up a ton of product, but they're so creamy and nice. Like, as soon as you put your brush in, you get a lot of product. So tap off the excess for sure. And again, this is a pretty shimmery shade, but you guys know this usually looks flattering on my eye shape when I put it in that inner portion of the lid. Okay, next I think with that same brush, I'm gonna take this. It's like a slight satiny color. This one's actually a matte, but this one's slightly darker. So I'm gonna take that one on the other side of that brush. And again, it's not really, it's almost like a satin. I'm gonna put that on the other, like the outer part of just the lid. There we go, just deepening up it a little. I have this really fluffy Morphe brush, which is MB23. I really like this for like if I'm just sweeping a color, you know, wide in the crease, like a neutral shade. I've been reaching for this a ton. You could also use it as a blending brush, but I like it for kind of just, like I said, that wide sweep of color. So I am gonna use this one right here for that. And it doesn't give a ton of color, but just kind of, you know, transitions everything nice. So you could totally stop there, and I have before. If I don't want to deepen anything up, I just want this kind of a neutral look, you know, with just that little bit of shimmer you're done, out the door. If I want to deepen it up a little bit more, what I've been doing, let me see what brush I've been using. Okay, so I'm gonna deepen it up a little bit more just to show you. This is the Makeup Geek small crease brush. And again, I'm just gonna go back and forth in between these two shades. So I'm just gonna focus that on this outer edge here. Just again, to deepen it up a little. This is a Sigma small tapered blending. I'm just gonna blend the outer edge of that a little bit. And if you want, you could take that light shade. Like I said, it's just a really pretty creamy. It's not too light, not too dark. So sometimes I'll just even take that a little on the brush if it's, you know, just a little deeper maybe than I want. As for liner, I've been going back to my Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes in black and just tight lining with that because it just really deepens up that lash line. Sometimes, you know, I get lazy when I use my Chanel Marine liner. I just do that up there as well. But I've really been liking having that darkened. And I always have to lift my eyelid up because it tickles me. My eyelids are very sensitive. I will start blinking and it'll just drive me crazy. And then I'll either use that, depending on how dark I want the look, on my waterline, or I'll just still go with the Chanel Marine because like I said, it's navy, but you don't notice it like, oh, you have blue eyeliner. It's just a little brighter than black, not as harsh as black. Brown can make my already red, irritated eyes look more red, so I hardly ever wear a brown liner on my inner rim. Every time I think I'm gonna go back to that and I do it, I hate it and I always rub it off. So I'm going to just use the Chanel like always. And then sometimes I'll put something on the lash line and sometimes I won't. It just really depends what I'm feeling that day. I think today I'm just going to leave it and I'm going to now clean up under my eyes a little bit and correct with the Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in Fair. So I usually just put one dot there. Because you can see this spreads and it is definitely enough concealer. Flip the brush over. Oh, and this is that Bare Minerals brush. I don't know if you can get it anymore though, is the problem. I'll try to find something similar. And then I've been taking a Morphe M438. I love this brush for, it fits perfectly to set under your eyes. I'll do several different powders, the Hourglass that I'd always talked about, different things. But ever since I got this, I've been mainly using this color because you can see it has a nice yellowy tone to it. Even like swiping the brush in it, it doesn't pick up a ton. And that's what I like. It doesn't look too powdery under your eyes. It is extremely finely milled. I did buy a new lash curler because I was in the market for one. My other one just seemed like it wasn't working as well anymore. It wasn't curling my lashes. It's usually the Shiseido, which I absolutely love. So I ended up getting, I think this is the Surratt. I like it. I don't know if I like it any better than the Shiseido. To me, the Shiseido was one of the best ever. So, and you know, everybody's got a different eye shape, so it kind of depends on that. So I've been going back and forth with some different mascaras lately. I got this little sample from Sephora. It's the Tarteist, the Lash Paint. Let me know if you guys have this. Is this the way this sample is supposed to be? It just comes out. There's no screwing or anything. It's just the open tube. So there's no like end to wipe anything off. You're just literally wiping it. Or is mine like defective and this is supposed to go down in there? I don't know. I do like this though. It reminds me of the Benefit, the Real mascara. It reminds me of that. I've been using my Marc Jacobs, but this is one of those, as it starts to dry out, it gets clumpy and I don't like that, and a little flaky. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna repurchase this again, but it is a really good mascara. I mean, it's like really nice and dark color. I feel like the brush though is slightly large. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I've poked myself in the eye a couple times with it because of that. And even though it's a rubber bristle brush, it is very, very stiff. So you can see one eye. What do you think of it? I do like it. I'm not sure. I'm glad I got the sample because I was really wanting to try this, and I'm not sure now I would buy the full size. I'm sure this packaging is just because it's a sample. It is slightly messy. Lips, I've just been all over the place using all kind of different things. I don't think I've shown you guys this on, so I am going to use the IT Cosmetics Your Lips But Better Waterproof Lip Stain, and this is in the color Buff Nude. So I wiped off any foundation here. I'll do a video about this. I had some questions. You guys know I don't hide anything from you. So I had a couple of people thinking they're gonna be cute, like they were trying to call me out in a couple of videos, asking me about what I did different to my lips or it looked better before. I just delete that crap unless you nicely ask me a question. You're not trying to be rude about it. Yes, I did finally get my lips filled. For those of you that have been watching me a long time, you know I've been talking about this for like 2 years and I've always been a chicken to do it. Not only do I have a lot of fine lines around my lips, but I've mentioned ever since my braces came off several years ago, and as I've aged, my lips are extremely uneven. Again, I don't want to go into that because I do plan on making another video for those of you that want more questions. But as the weeks have gone by now, honestly, I don't even think you can notice. Those few videos I made, they were probably still a little swollen. I actually think they're still a little uneven because we just kind of worked on one side more than the other. So I may get a touch up on one side. But honestly, looking at me without anything on my lips, I don't even think if I didn't tell you now, you wouldn't notice. Then in those videos, those of you with the good eye, yes, you could tell because again, I think I was a little swollen, but let me know if you do want a separate video because I did have somebody ask me for that. Because like I said, you guys know that I let you know everything. I'm not trying to keep anything from you. I was just trying to wait until I had, you know, all the information to tell you. So I just filled them in. It is nicer putting on a lip liner now, that's for sure. I don't have to try to work it so much to make it match one other side. But I swear now it's like this side is a little less than this side now. So I do think it needs ever so slight tweaking. The main thing is when I smile, it's not uneven. As much maybe when I smile. That was a big thing. When I smiled, it was just like one side of my mouth just looked like I don't know how to put on lipstick. I mean, I feel like I've said that in every Get Ready With Me video because it's such an issue for me. You know, it's like you put on lip liner and you look like you don't know what you're doing, or you have to go back and fix things so much. See, now I feel like this side's more full than this side now. This one just needs like ever so slight tweaking to it. But anyway, so I do that. I usually blot some off, but boy, this stuff does stain. And I think today, because I want to brighten it up a little bit, I feel like sometimes this can look a little bit much when I fill it in, is the Soft Peach by the Jane Iredale. This gloss is like absolutely gorgeous. It's definitely a sticky gloss though. Thick too. Those are some dresses I'm going to be trying on here in a minute that I purchased. I'm not sure how they work out, so that's what you're seeing behind me. So I think this is it. Just wanted to really show you these two main things that I've been playing with a lot lately. And again, this palette, even if I just want the most simple neutral eye, I've been grabbing for this. I mean, so I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me while I get ready, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.